Welcome everybody to Ken's Tech Lab. This week we are going to be finishing the PRUSA clone. Let's see how far we can really get. Stay tuned. Welcome back everybody. So let's see what we can get done. The LCD, if you remember from last video, the LCD was put on there. I had to do some modifications because the screw hole into the metal right here, or into the aluminum, was not there. So I actually did a drill into that to modify and get the LCD on there nice and tight. Everything else is actually finished on the top end. The only thing we need to do now is, well, let's see what it says. This is, if you're following along, we're working on the LCD assembly and electronics, and we're in part 4, and part 4 is connecting the LCD. So let's continue with this. Way back, we had to take the LCD cable and lift the board up and run the LCD cable down between the plastic and the other rest of it. So let's see how they want this. Okay. So I'm going to kind of tip it over on this side so I can see it, but what I'm actually doing is just working with the ribbon cable, and the ribbon cable is going over, and then I'm going to put it into the metal extrusion here, so it's not hanging out. And then what we'll do is go right into there, and now you can see it coming out here. And we actually are coming out the correct way. And we'll plug it into the LCD display. All right, we're in. And we put the ribbon cable into the extrusion on the bottom, and then came back up, around, and in. All right, we have the LCD cable, or the LCD is all hooked up. And that's exactly how they want it to run. And it looks like we're all done with the LCD. Now it's time to do the power switch. And we do have a power switch here. There's the power switch. Okay. Power switch is going to go into the plastic. Let me do this without trying to throw everything on the floor. Okay. Right here, there is a cutout for this part, if you can see it. And what we're going to do is run those wires inside. And out. They want the off, or the O, which is usually stands for off, onto the right side as I'm looking at it, and snapped in. Okay, the off is on the right hand side. We did good there. We snapped it in. Great. Okay, so into the board. This is gonna be hard, and everything that I do here, you will be seeing the picture on the lower thirds of the screen. All right. The wire closer goes to the outside, and the wire further away goes to the inside. We're gonna put them over, there's prongs inside, and we're gonna slide them over, and then we're gonna make sure that the plastic sheath is going over there so we don't have any touching of wires. There we go. The sheaths are all over, and that is in. All right. Next part is called the filament sensor parts preparation. And I believe this is going to be the runout sensor. So, what parts it wants? This. I don't know if it's better to put it there. There. They want this part right here, which is the mini F sensor box, which is right here. They want the mini F sensor lever that I have right there. And they want the mini F sensor cover. Let's see if we can find that for them. Found it. It was on the other side of the table. Okay, there is the cover. PTFE tube. Which is a small piece. They call it a 4x2x15. So we'll see where that's going to be so we can cut it to the right size. Okay, let's see if I actually have these parts, because I knew there was a ball bearing involved with the runout sensor because I did it on the PRUSA MK3 Plus. Yeah, okay. They have the entire runout sensor in a small package for the clone. And that includes the cable, the sensor itself. So let's put aside here what we're not using. There is the sensor, the 3-prong sensor, the cable, they even put the screws in the bag that's for this part, because this requires 4 M3x12s. One steel ball, 1 M2x8, that's a very small screw. 2 magnets, and the cable, the IR sensor, the textile sleeve. Okay. So the one thing that I do not have is the textile sleeve, because it was all used here and here. And I don't carry any of those separately, so we'll see what we have to do with the wire. Okay, so first of all, it wants to connect the cable to the actual IR sensor. I think this sensor is one thing that I don't see in any of the other models of FDM printers out there, is this type of runout sensor. I think only PRUSA, they might even have this patent, I don't know. So we're gonna put this on here, like this. So we've run the, it's got the 1 screw hole in the middle, it's got the cable on it. Okay, it wants us to grab the, what do they call this? In the box, they just call this the box. And there's one way out for this sensor. They want the sensor to be in just, oh, I see, just like this. Okay. One problem is that they want to run the wire for this cable under this cable. That's kind of weird, but we will try. Again, on this part right here, if something doesn't work from the clone, if you order a clone and you find out that a part doesn't fit or something like that, and it doesn't work, you can always order the original PRUSA part, because you can order every single part to the PRUSA and just order this part that's the correct wire and runout sensor to fit this. Okay, the runout sensor is installed. The screw is put in. Okay, what they want now is to insert the steel ball into the bottom, which is, there's a little cutout right here, and I'll put the picture in the bottom of the screen. So the ball goes right here. Okay, they want me to install the lever. Okay, so I take one of these. Okay, it's just like the other one. So magnets attract each other, and if you turn them around, they will push away from each other. And how this works is when instead of using a spring, they use magnets. And the magnets go into the plastic, and depending on which way you turn the magnets, they're either going to repel or try to attach each other. So if you turn it around, okay, like that. So this would go into the lever on a way, and watch it fly out, and watch the ball stick. Working with magnets around a bunch of metal is not the best idea ever. So the best thing to do is take that magnet out for right now. Okay, put this in as if it was going to go in. And wow. So the wires are now, yeah, you're not going away. Put you right there. So we're back to the wire. I don't know if I said this was the stupidest idea. Oh, I can't take this out. I got a screw in it. Okay. All right, let's try it again. So there definitely can be no no outer like part for this wire. It's got to be right there, tight as can be. No wire coming out. Now I would say the MK3 was a lot better at this because, well, I think it has a lot more room to deal with the wires. All right. Wow. Now this is not the clone's problem, I don't think. I mean, just the way that PRUSA's got this made or ran, I don't think is the smartest idea. Now I have a couple considerations to make, and that is, if it's in here, will it work as it's supposed to? You know how hard it is to get wires to behave that just don't want to behave? See, that's not okay. None of this is okay. It'd be so much better if these wires were like not even in here. Like if they were running out the back. Don't make it too tight because there's actually no nuts on this. It's going straight into the plastic. Okay, so what's next? Insert the tube all the way to the filament sensor assembly. Now, remember that when I cut this tube, I did not have a real cutter. Now that I do, these seem to be a lot easier to get a nice straight cut. Okay, so we're going to take this and we're going to nice even cut. We're going to take this and we're going to put it in here. I wonder if this stuff fits better. Yeah, it does. Okay. They're saying, let's see, the tube from, let's see. Make sure that you insert the tube from the correct side. The textile sleeve must be on the opposite side. And the wires, yes. Insert and slice, let's see, Insert the PFT tube all the way to the filament sensor assembly. But they don't say how far in to take it. They want to take it into about halfway to that screw, which is about right there, which would be about right there. And that's all I can take it. So, get the cutter. And we're gonna, whoops. And we're gonna cut it. And if we have to, we can get it down a little bit further. Okay. Do I have a piece of filament laying up here? I do not. Thought I had one from my other test that I did, but I must have thrown it away. Okay, they want to insert another one of the screws. I think this is the last screw that I had pulled, which there was 4 of them. But now I have so much on the table. And they want us to put it in here. I don't know why, but they don't want us to tighten it all the way down either. They said that we will do this later. Okay, we'll leave it a little bit up. So that's that piece right there. Okay, slide the filament into the tube through the groove. Okay. Let's recut this one. And let's slide this one back in here. Okay. And then what they want to do now is, I'll cut so much of this off, about right to here. We can always cut off more later. And then they want the runout sensor. That's why the screw isn't all the way tightened. they want the runout sensor to be put here. Okay, so it lets you see how far in you are with the tube. And it's supposed to be all the way to the end, which I'm going to need a flashlight for this. And we all use our phone as a flashlight. Okay. Let me back the screw out a little, make sure that it's not tight. And let's do that. It needs to be we are so close. We are there. Okay. Now I just have to get rid of this little pinch that I did. Okay, that is done. Now tighten the screw gently to secure the sensor won't slide from the tube. And of course test it with a piece of filament. Tight. All right, we have our filament already cut. How far will this go? Not far enough. Let's get out a roll of green. And that can stay down there. All right, let's see if this works. So we're gonna put it into this side. I can see the green go through. Up to the motor. And then that should bring it all the way through to the other tube and load it. So let's hope that does that. All right, that was a journey and a half. So they call this whole thing optional because, well, you don't need a runout sensor to operate a 3D printer. It's nice to have one. Most of your good units do have runout sensors. There are a lot that do not. So let's connect this, and it goes into the main board. And they want to bring it in from the side right here. You have 3 right there. It's the middle one. So we will run this right over through here. Bring it into here. So I'm going to count that as red as 1, and I'm going to put it over here. All right, it's in. It is time to actually connect the rest of the motor parts, and since I don't have a camera that looks right down on this, I'm going to probably connect all these wires and then get back to the video. Hello everybody, I just wanted to jump in here and say thank you for coming on this long journey of this PRUSA clone build. I got to the end of all the wiring that I needed to do, and to come to find out at the very end of this, when turning it on, just before I was going to put the camera back on this build and bring you guys back in, only thing I get is a white screen. So what did I learn from this? I learned that going the clone route is not the way to do this. If you want a PRUSA Mini, buy a PRUSA Mini from PRUSA Research. Do not get a clone, because you don't know what you're going to have to get into. Now eventually I might actually buy some parts to try to fix this clone. Of course, that's going to put me deeper into finances with this clone build, when I could have just took that money and put it into just a PRUSA, real PRUSA. So learn from my mistakes, or from this build, come away with something. And again, thank you for joining us on this journey, and this will be the last chapter of the PRUSA clone build. Hey everybody, thank you for joining us on Ken's Tech Lab. This is the final week of the PRUSA build, and we will continue with more upcoming technology as it unfolds. Stay awesome.